Yes, there we go. Woo! The first A Drink with Brink of the new year of 2023. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, guys. Welcome. Welcome, everyone, to the first episode of this year of A Drink with Brink, where I talk with other indie creators about their lives and campaigns and the books, because I'm kind of done with corporate comics, and indie comics is where the creativity is and where the fun is, guys. So yeah, all right, guys. Little update. Perfect 10 issue 3. I want to go with Perfect 10 issue 3 to the printer this month. So the last things are now being finalized. For instance, the lettering. So I think the colors. Daniel, he needs to color 3 more pages. Then we have a brand new cover. I was hoping to show you guys the new cover, but it's not colored yet. So that will happen this week, and I will show you on the next episode, right? So what can I show you guys right now? I can show you guys something. Of course, I can show you guys something. Let me show you guys this. So a lettered page, right? So one of the new pages. In total, since I told you guys that I wanted to redo the book a little bit, so the book was done. If you don't know, we had the book done. Then I had this crazy plan. I want to change a few things and move some things over to issue 4. So essentially, this meant that we had to make 20 new pages, guys. So yeah, so we're a bit late with delivery, but this month it will go to the printer. That's the plan, right? And we are on track to make that, because this is one of the lettered pages. Looks pretty lettering. It's lettered by Joel Saavedra. He's doing a great job, fantastic job. So yeah, and then next week, if everything goes well, next week, everything is done. So all the interior pages, the cover, everything. And then the week after, I want to send it to the printer. So that's the plan, guys. That's the plan. Okay, let me stop this. It was just a little sneaky peeky. A sneaky peeky, guys. Let's see who's here with us in the chat. Jeremy Ice and Fire. Hey, welcome, Jeremy. Nice to see you, sir. Welcome, welcome. And Shadowhawk Talks. Welcome, Shadowhawk Talks. Nice to see you, sir. How are you doing? And he says, been done with mainstream comics since '99. About time you people caught up. Yeah. Indeed. Yeah, I think I started to buy less around that time. Also the '90s. That's my era. I love the 90s, right? The 90s, that was all about creativity and craziness. So yeah. Art is nice, colors look good. Rock on, Jamie Comics. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. All right, guys. Thank you for showing up. The guest for today, the first guest of the year. Yes, I love talking to new people and new creators. And I have seen his book before. He has never been on my show before, so I'm very honored that he wanted to be on. So let's just bring him on. Welcome to the show, Aardvark.
Goedenavond.
Almost. Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. Welcome,
I'll
sir.
try. I'll keep trying. I'll get better.
Yeah. You're very close. So how are you doing, sir?
So far, so good. So far, so good. Got the morning off. Well, afternoon off to a great start. Drinking my iced coffee.
Iced coffee.
Yeah, that's my that's my aqua vitae.
Of course.
So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's been very exciting couple of days for me with Aquila. Lots of great news that came out, and some surprises that I got along the way. And yeah, very, very interesting times right now.
Okay. Let's talk about that in a little bit. After we have said hello to Ice Queen. Hello, Ice Queen. Welcome. And Area Blackness. Hail, hail.
Hey, Area.
And then we have Mike, fan of Jamie Comics. Welcome, Mike. Welcome, sir. Shadowhawk says, the Image boom. What an amazing time in comics. Indies were killing it. Valiant, Dark Horse, Malibu, Antarctic Press. So many. Exactly. And what is your label called, Aardvark?
Archangel Press.
Archangel Press. That's a cool name.
Yeah, and they've got an awesome logo too. So yeah, it's the full package. It's a registered LLC.
Really?
Wow. Yeah. So I'm going legitimate.
So is this your first book?
This is my first. It's my first book. I plan to publish others, obviously, in the future, comics and prose and non-fiction as well.
Right.
But yeah, Aquila is kind of going to be the flagship of that.
So you even started the company for this endeavor, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So oftentimes people start making comics because they like it as a hobby, and at some point they can convert it to a company because it starts to bring in money, right? But you were like, no, I'm going to go full in there. It's
yeah. Well, yeah, D-Wag's in the chat. He'll tell you I don't do things just like 50%. I work at 150%. If I get given a job, I do it properly. I want it to be done. And once I set my mind to something, I want it to be, I never give up halfway. So, I wanted to make a product that people would be able to trust, because a lot of people in CG, they've come into situations where they've had certain creators who have perhaps taken the money and ran. And I wanted to give people a product that they could trust. And I think the best way to do that was to, legitimize the company as a registered, LLC. So,
right.
And I think that helps getting a proper, imprint with a logo and,
yeah, man.
Tax ID. Yeah.
That's great, man. It's a lot of work, but it's great. Welcome, D-Wag. Welcome, sir. Let me see who. If I miss anyone, guys, Agent Cup. Welcome, Agent Cup. I wanted to tell you, I finally sat down and read The Perfect 10, and I think it's one of the best comics since Robert Kirkman's Invincible. Wow. Holy shit. I'm a huge fan of Invincible, so that's This is
that is some great praise, mate.
Yeah, man. Thank you so
Congratulations.
much. Thank you so much, man. All right. All right. So, but before you started your company, you made the decision to make a comic book.
That's
So,
right. Yeah.
so what was it? What was it that brought you to that decision to make a comic?
So I've wanted to be a writer ever since I was a little kid. Like as since I was old enough to pick up a pencil, I've been writing stories. And you know, when I would be writing these stories, I would be doing little illustrations and stuff. Unfortunately, my artistic talent didn't develop past the age of 11. And so I couldn't quite do the comics myself, but I did continue writing, and I did. I became quite good at it, and I loved it more than anything. It was my hobby that I spent most of my time doing, developing, reading about, learning about, studying. You know, online courses, reading books. I did everything I could to make sure I could be a great writer.
Right.
But one of the problems that I came across was that with like long novel prose fiction, I would get about a quarter of the way and get stuck. It would be difficult to finish. But I did always enjoy comic books, and there was something about comics that was very helpful to me, where it was a short story. And I tried writing a few comics, and eventually in around 2017, I just kind of sat down with a notepad, and I just started doodling, and I doodled this character, and I didn't really know how this happened, but what started out as a like Roman legionnaire superhero transformed into a space cop called Aquila.
Right. Yes.
And so from then on, I had this project, and I've got other projects as well, but I had all these scripts written up for Aquila. I've got about 12 written for this character.
Oh, wow.
And
for the next 12 issues.
For the next 12 issues, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I also have other characters as well, but I never got around to transforming it, getting like hiring an artist and paying for it. And about midsummer last year, midsummer 2021, I just got the ball rolling. I said, you know what, I'm 30 years old. It's time I actually did what I wanted to do my entire life. And I got a book made. Yeah.
So you got it made?
Yeah, I paid somebody else. Yeah. And it is as of yesterday, it is completely finished.
As of yesterday, yeah.
As of yesterday, yeah. Dean James, the visionary artist behind The Embrace, he is my letters guy. And he finished the letters, speech balloons, all of that, captions. He finished that yesterday.
Excellent.
And so we're going to start, once we've done a couple more finishing touches and bits and pieces here and there, we're going to send it off to the printer, and Aquila will be in your hands, hopefully this quarter.
Right. Wow. Exciting. Welcome, Amanda B.
Hello.
Welcome. Okay, cool. So you first wrote short stories, right? And now you write script formats for your own series.
Right.
And did your inspiration for the series come from other comic books? Did you read comic books before this?
So where I come from in England, for the longest time, getting comic books was incredibly difficult, and online shopping wasn't what it was until about 15 years ago. That's when it really kicked off. And I was a child in the 2000s and the 1990s, so I couldn't. It was kind of difficult for me to get my hands on it. Eventually, I did find a comic book shop, but it was tucked away in this street that was like a 10-15 minute walk from the town center. And about 2 weeks after I found it, it closed down.
Oh no.
So it was a bit difficult to start reading comics. But eventually I did, and I immediately fell in love. And whenever I did get a comic book, I treasured it, and I read it over and over and over again, and I fell completely in love with the medium. Of course, when I was growing up, I was watching the X-Men animated series, the Spider-Man animated series, and then obviously the Marvel movies and all that came about.
Right.
And I'm the product of the 90s, so I was watching a lot of anime and manga as well. So reading a lot of anime and manga as well. So it kind of grew from that. I've always loved science fiction. I've always loved space movies and stuff, and fantasy and those types of that type of genre. So that's what I've been working on. Pretty much every project I've been doing since I've picked up a pencil.
Mike sees a little bit of Nova in there.
I've never read a Nova comic in my entire life.
Right.
I'm aware of the character because other people have brought that up, but
it's maybe the color scheme,
possibly.
And the helmet, but beyond that, Lord Sandwich, welcome. Hail, meaty knights. Welcome, sir.
Hail. Never been called a meaty knight before.
Yeah. Okay. So what were your favorite comics to read? Your favorite characters or storylines or?
Yeah. Well, it's no secret I'm a massive fan of Dragon Ball. So Dragon Ball is a huge influence on me. But also, I enjoyed Spider-Man a lot. And the like I said, the X-Men, those types of things. Probably my biggest inspiration for the character design, at least. I really wanted something that, like the Super Sentai, from Japan, the Tokusatsu, Kamen Rider, that type of thing. I wanted characters that looked like they would be in these, rubber suits, and wanted monsters that looked like they could be like prosthetic suits
yes.
So kind of like the Star Wars aliens in the cantina. If you look at my aliens, they all look like they could have been formed out of various forms of styrene and worn as a costume on a 90s kids TV show.
Right. General Piggy, welcome. Salutations.
Wink.
Welcome. Okay, so your the theme of the concept is more like superhero and science fiction, right?
Right. Yeah.
The
so
combination.
Yeah. So Aquila is I'll tell you the story. He's a member of a space police force called the Phoenix Guard. Every solar system has got one Phoenix Guard. It doesn't matter how many planets there are. Doesn't matter how much crime there is. There is only one Phoenix Guard per solar system. It doesn't make any sense to us, but it makes sense to the aliens. So, so they have one Phoenix Guard per solar system. And our solar system, there's not really much here. There's a couple of rocks floating around. There's one habitable planet, but it's full of savages that, can't even fly in space. And the rest of it is just these floating rocks and a couple of gas giants. There's not really much going on here. That makes it the perfect place for criminals to hide away because nobody's looking. And there's no great powers in the solar system that can police it. And so our solar system is a pirate's cove full of criminals and scumbags. And Aquila is by himself trying to police the entire thing. And it's not like a lot of other space superheroes that are called space cops, because he's not fighting intergalactic cosmic entities and multiverse ending threats. These are small scale crimes in a big universe. So it's a lot more like a traditional police story. It's kind of, you would call it street level if it was not set on Saturn, right? So it's a very exciting backdrop, but with small scale stories.
Right, more like Judge Dredd.
Yeah, like Judge Dredd, but in space and maybe a bit less gory.
Right. Yeah. Yes. Okay, let's take a look at your trailer.
Awesome. Yeah.
There we go. Coolness.
Thanks. Yeah, I love that music. I'm so glad I found that music.
So it wasn't specifically made. It was something that you found.
I found it on. So there's a website called Element Sound where you can. They have like a library of music, and you can
copyright-free music.
It's copyrighted to Element Sound, but Epidemic Sound, but you won't get struck or anything. It's fine. Yeah, I found it on there. It's called Mini Boss, and I think it's meant to be like retro video game music. But I thought I thought it fit Aquila perfectly. Yeah.
Excellent, man. So who made the
trailer?
Yeah, the trailer.
Somebody I found online.
Right. And we have Comics Mate. Welcome, Comics Mate.
Hail, Dean. Dean was the cover artist for Aquila, and he's also the letters guy.
Yes. So let's have a look at that.
Yeah.
Share the screen of your campaign. There we go. Kabam. Look at this.
Yeah, so that cover is by
you pronounce it Aquila, right?
You can say it however you want.
Oh, okay. Of the Phoenix Guard, #1, Nightmare Fuel. So you have 12 issues, and every issue will have its subtitle.
I have 12 issues
planned
so far.
Planned, right? Yes.
Right. Every episode, I guess you would call it, every issue of Aquila is a different bad guy, a different situation, a different scene. So this story has got the comic that you're going to get. It's going to have a beginning, middle, and end. It's going to have a conflict and resolution, and then next week, hypothetically, next comic it would be a different bad guy, different alien, different crimes.
Right.
And maybe in the background there might be some little hints and another story growing in the background that you, if you pay attention, you might start to pick up on. So it's kind of like serialized, and it's also kind of episodic as well at the same time. So
yes.
You'd be able to pick up, let's say, Aquila #3, and you'd be able to jump right in. But maybe if you wanted to check out in the future, maybe you might have to go back and read 1 and 2 as well. So it's I've structured it in that kind of way. Yeah, but this issue is called Nightmare Fuel. Kind of a bit of a double entendre. Because the villain in this story is selling dangerous fuel that can spontaneously combust inside people's engines, and Aquila is trying to put a stop to it before people get hurt.
Wow, excellent. I've learned it's pretty difficult to write one-issue stories. Usually, it's very easy to let the story get away with you. So you write these long form stories much easier, I found. But this is great, man. This is great. So people can just pick it up, and
read it, and they'll be happy.
Every comic can be someone's first, right?
Yeah, exactly. That was my mentality going into it. That's Stan Lee kind of motto, and I picked it up, and I thought it worked well. Like I said, I'm a fan of manga and Dragon Ball in particular, and that comic has got decades worth of stories that just never end, and I can understand how that might be frustrating for readers. And so, as a as a small scale, this is my first comic. It's being realistic. Am I going to be able to put out several comics a year? Maybe not. Maybe not for right now, at least. So I wanted my readers to, finish the book, be happy, have a story, have a conflict resolution, and still be excited for the next book, but at the same time be satisfied with the one book that they received, and not when they get to the end think, oh, great, now I've got to wait 2 years, 2 years for the next one. And let's be being realistic. Like I said, I'm a first-time creator, so the book is only 24 pages, but I made sure that I had the best talent I could get working on it, made sure it was an incredibly beautiful product, made sure that when people receive it, they're not going to be underwhelmed by it. So, like I said, great team working on it.
Excellent. Welcome, Agent Zero Studios. Welcome, sir. So for your first book, 177 backers. That's excellent, man.
Yeah, that's just from when the campaign was live. I think we've got 180, 190, something like that now. Since we went in demand, possibly.
Seriously? Oh wait. It says here 177. You ended the campaign with 150.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, sorry, I got confused. Yes. Yeah. So 178 backers. Yeah, we've had a lot of good luck. And I went on a lot of shows to promote this, just to make sure that I could get as many eyes on the project as I possibly could.
It's a grind, man.
It is, but it pays off, and I'm really happy that I've got to know so many people.
What were your biggest challenges when you during this campaign?
Promoting, you mean?
Or maybe making your own book. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So there's actually 2 versions of Aquila. I originally went with a different artist, and the book was completely finished with a different artist. However, it didn't quite meet the expectations that I had, and I didn't want to make a first step into this arena and my first product to be something that I wasn't 100% happy with. I wouldn't feel comfortable selling a product that I wasn't 100% happy with. So about March this year, I made a very difficult decision, and I got the entire book completely finished, completely redone by Kari Salviejo. So there's actually 2 versions of Aquila. I think that was probably the biggest conflict that I came up against, because I had this, like I said, I had a product that was finished. It was completely finished. Letters, line art, and it was completely finished. And I made this massive gamble to get it redrawn and colored and everything completely. So I would say that
how far into the book were you when you got
finished
doubts?
It was finished.
It was finished, and that's when you noticed
I went through
really
it.
What I want.
Yeah, I went through it, and I was there were there were things in certain places that I wasn't, happy with, and I kind of don't want to get into too much information, but like the artist wasn't really keen on redoing certain things and going over it, and they made it a bit difficult for me. And in a situation like that, they kind of hold your project to ransom in a way. And I thought, I want to work with an artist who's going to work with me, right? So
yes,
I got Kari Salviejo to completely redo it, and now it looks 100 times better, and it's something that I'm a lot happier with. So
yeah, man.
But the original version of the book is still available for $5 on the campaign. It's a digital copy. It's called the Prototype Edition, and it is available right there. You can see it on the screen. So you can get that original version, and it has a different ending too. So
wow, that's great.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
An alternate ending.
That is awesome. Yeah. Agent Zero says this comic looks like a lot of fun.
Thanks, Agent Zero. I'm sure you're gonna have a blast reading it. I've made sure when Dean and Kari and Avery, everybody involved has gone through and made sure that this book is going to be something that everybody's going to be completely blown away by. It's an incredible story, an incredible comic, and everybody who reads it is going to be salivating for more, I think.
So what's the name of the artist again?
Her name is Kari Salviejo. She is the artist who worked on Michael Odin's SBQR. So I discovered her through Odin. She had about a page left to do on SBQR when Odin said, why don't we hit up Kari, see if she's willing to do the entire book again. And, she'll make it. She works lightning fast. And she works so quickly, and she's so detailed, and she's such a phenomenal artist that it was definitely the right decision.
Did she also do the colors?
The colors were done by Avery Ferdinand, another Michael Odin discovery. He's the artist who did the remastered Elysium Fields. So he's the colorist who did the remastered Elysium Fields. Yeah,
right.
And we originally were going to make this book black and white. It was going to be black and white because I'm inspired by. When I went into this, I had this George Lucas method in my head where George Lucas got all of the things he liked when he was growing up. Retro science fiction TV serials, samurai movies and cowboy movies, and he mashed them together and created Star Wars. I thought, well, that seemed to work for him. So let's see if it works for me. So I got I made a list of all the things I liked when I was a kid, and I put them in a blender, and Aquila is what came out. And so I wanted it to be inspired by retro science fiction. So I thought, well, I'll do it in black and white. Then it will look like an old TV serial.
Okay.
And we got it colored as an experiment. And we just one page. We got one page colored. Let's see what it looks like with some colors on it. And Avery just, one page colored. It was so beautiful. I started, speaking in tongues, speaking gibberish. My jaw was dropped, and we thought, we've got to get this. We've got to get this colored. So we made coloring a stretch goal, and it paid off.
This painterly style, the colors, very nice.
Yeah, the colors are just phenomenal.
So this effect also with the reflection in the helmet here, that's really tough to draw also. Yeah.
They're a great team. I don't know what's going on in the Philippines, but both of them are Philippine artists, and like I said, they've just made something that just is so beautiful that even if you're not a big comic book fan, you can appreciate just how vibrant it is. Yes,
exactly. So this is a cool design for a ship, right? So Aquila is themed after a bird. Is that what Aquila means?
Yeah, Aquila means eagle in Latin. And the Phoenix Guard is the space police force that he's a member of, right? So remember how I said every solar system has got one Phoenix Guard? Yeah. Aquila is a human. He is the only human to ever be a Phoenix Guard.
Right.
You don't see his backstory in the book, but I'll tell it to you now. He's from what's that state called where the aliens happen? Well, he's from Nebraska. He's from Nebraska.
Oh, Nebraska.
And he witnessed a cattle mutilation. This UFO landed in his hometown, and he was a cop, and he went to investigate this cattle mutilation, and he got into a fight with some aliens. And then the previous Phoenix Guard came down and arrested the aliens, but he said, "Hey, you've got guts, and I'm going to give you the job." And he no training or anything. He just kind of like gave Aquila the job. You're the Phoenix Guard now, and he went and retired. But every Phoenix Guard has got a code name that is the Latin name for a bird. So the other solar systems, there's Cygna, there's Sagittarii, there's buteo, all these Latin names for birds.
So Latin in your universe is this interstellar language?
I have it's like a universal translation.
Right.
Yeah. Like, and somebody from Mars will hear a different name. Somebody from Earth will hear Aquila.
Oh, okay. Right. I got it. Yes.
Yeah.
These designs, man. These designs are pretty cool of these villains. So these are alien species, right?
Yeah. And each one of those, every character that shows up in this book, even like goons in the bad guys gang, they've all got backstories, and they've all got home worlds and species names, and I put a lot of detail into creating the project. But the designs were Kimo Sabe, who did Company Men.
Yeah.
Him and I went on stream on his channel, and we drew all these aliens.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I described them and he drew them, because like I said, my artistic talent kind of stagnated around age 12. So
yeah, but that doesn't mean that you can still sketch designs, right, for instance, and then one artist can paint
exactly. And so if you get the special edition of this book, which is the $15 version, with the Cari Salviejo wraparound cover, in the back of that book, you will see there's concept art and character designs. And you will see my first ever sketch of Aquila that looks nothing like what he looks like now.
Yes.
But you'll see concept art, and you'll see my, like I said, my notepad drawing that I did with a ballpoint pen.
Yeah. And, I love that, man.
Yeah. Kimo Sabe helped with all of these alien designs. He did the Aquila design as well. So he's been essential to this project.
Awesome. Welcome, Renaki666.
Hail.
Welcome, sir. Excellent. Okay, so we got a lot of preview pages here. By the way, guys, the link to this campaign is pinned in the chat. It's also in the description of the video. Please check it out. Go there. If you have questions for Aardvark, please put them in the chat. So here you have this battle scene, right? So do you write the battle scene? Do you write the dynamics of the battle scene, or do you leave that to the artist?
I write the dynamics. So I say, like, Aquila punches bird alien in the face. Next panel, Aquila kicks crocodile alien in the stomach. So I'm very I'm very detailed. I include everything in the script. And I don't want my artists to be stuck. I don't want to be there thinking, well, he liked this. Well, is this what he wants? And so I give them kind of clear instructions, and maybe they might not like that, because I understand artists like to have the freedom, but it really depends.
It really depends. Some artists like the guidance, and other artists prefer to create whatever they want. But that's difficult when you work with a writer who has his own vision, right?
Right. When I spoke with Dale Keown, because I went on Mandy Summers' channel to promote.
You spoke with Dale Keown?
I did, yeah.
Oh my God.
And when I went on Mandy Summers' channel to promote this, and Dale was just, his mouth was just like, his jaw just dropped, and he asked me, like, so what's your process? Do you write an outline and give it to the artist and then put the dialogue in later? He just kind of assumed that's what I did, and I was like, no, I write everything. I write all the dialogue. And he was like, wow, like that actually helps the artist a lot. So,
oh really?
Okay. Yeah, he said it really helps when the dialogue is in there too. So I going forward, I'm going to be I'm going to follow what Dale's guidelines as well, even further. So.
Yeah, I write the same way. I can't really imagine making a script without the dialogue.
Right.
It's just weird to me, right? Because the visuals have to fit with the conversations.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, you wouldn't make a movie and then just have the actors like just open their mouth open and shut, and then you'd put the dialogue in afterwards. Like that wouldn't. I'm not sure that would be a good movie, but like I said, comics are a different process. So I'm still learning, but Kari had no complaints about how I wrote the script. In fact, just earlier, like an hour ago, she said that I did a really good job with the script and writing. So
yeah, man. We have a question for you. Agent Zero Studios asks, how much longer will this be in demand?
I want to keep it in demand for as when the books start getting sent out, because obviously, like when people receive the books, people will talk about it, right? And I'm very confident that everyone will enjoy this book and they'll think it's beautiful and well worth having. So I'm going to keep it open for a little while longer. You don't have to worry about it closing anytime soon.
Excellent. Yeah, that's smart. All right, now we get into some perks, I think. Space Defender pack.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just browse through your perks here, right?
Yep.
So we have the Space Defender pack is the featured tier. What's that about?
So you'll get a beautiful box with Kari's wraparound cover on top. Inside that, you will get both versions of the book. So you'll get the Interstellar edition, which is that's the Dean James cover. And you will also get the Lone Phoenix Guard edition, which is the Kari wraparound cover. You also get a awesome standee, a Phoenix Guard badge pin, and a Black Skull Gang patch.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's well worth the price. You know, it's really good value for money. And
they had the Dean James cover. I saw it somewhere.
Yeah, there it is.
This one. Yes.
Yeah. And so that cover is incredible because he did all of that traditional. He did it pencils, inks, colors, all by himself. He did it with Copic markers, which is why it's got such a kind of distinct, vibrant look to it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the standard edition cover of the book. And he really did a lot of work to do all that traditional, with marker pens. It's a lot of hard work, and he did a great job with it.
Right. So you just sent him the comic, and he came up with the concept for the cover.
We came up with the concept. He was like, "What do you want it to look like?" And we went. I described it to him and showed him a few examples. And that big monster thing in the background, he innovated that himself. He was
yeah. So that's just fun to draw monsters with a lot of teeth and eyes and tentacles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the type of guy Dean is. He said, "I've got a lot of space in the background. What should I draw?"
Yeah.
Cosmic tentacle monster. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so the Space Defender pack, you get this plus the other edition.
Yeah.
Then you have the digital, which is awesome.
Yep, that is a different book. That is a different story. That is the original prototype version that I had finished before I got Kari to do it. So that's got a different art team, a different artist, different and a different ending. And it's completely digital. You won't get it physically. I just thought it would be a good little add-on for people to see the original, prototype version of the book.
Yeah, man. That's really cool.
And that's
Interstellar edition.
Yeah.
Sorry?
That book is finished too. So the project is pretty much ready to go to the printer and get sent out.
Yeah. Okay, this is the book alone. So you only get the book here.
Yeah, that's just the story.
Just $10, guys. That's a steal.
Yeah, and €9. I think it's about £12 British money. So it's definitely worth it.
Excellent. And you ship worldwide, which is fantastic.
Absolutely.
The Lone Phoenix Guard edition. Plus extra behind the scenes looks at character designs, right?
Yeah. So you have you're gonna have the Virgin wraparound cover with Kari Salviejo's art. Kari did that cover. Then on top of that, you have some behind the scenes pages. So like I said, concept art, character designs. And then there's also character profiles. So like I said earlier, every single character that shows up in this book has got a backstory. And I have included the backstory in the back of the book. So I was inspired by how when I would go to the store and I'd buy a Star Wars toy, there would be some background character that like doesn't say a word. He's just kind of there in the background.
Yeah.
And he's got a full multi-page backstory longer than the Bible, you know. I thought that was really cool. So I made sure that my readers would have the same experience. I wanted every single character to have a biography.
Right. Yeah, man. Fantastic. Welcome, Ojo. Better cover than Screecher. All right. Shadowhawk Talks has a question. Hey, bro, I have a small problem. Why is the standee not on add-on?
We thought it would be better to have it inside the box. Like I said, this is a small campaign, so I'm on a limited budget. So it made better sense financially to have certain things as exclusives in the box.
Right. Yes.
But maybe in future campaigns we might have a different standee available as an add-on. That's a good point. Maybe I should. I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you for the feedback.
You had art by Elliot Rodriguez, which is awesome, and you sold it.
That sold in the first 12 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And you received that. Everybody who backs the comic gets a mini print of Elliot's art that was also covered by Avery. If you scroll down on the main page, you'll be able to take a look.
Right. Wait. Right. Here we have art by Rich Ayala.
Yep, that's an awesome Rich Ayala trading card. Interesting thing about this is, I had 3 or 4 different artists working at the same time, around the same time, and they hadn't really seen each other's art. But somehow, 3 artists from 3 different countries who didn't know each other all drew that same crocodile guy getting kicked in the face. I don't know what it was about that lizard man that people hated, but
yeah, he has a very
for some reason he got kicked in the face 3 times.
Cool. And look at this, man. It's fantastic.
Yeah, Rich is an incredible talent, and he really put his signature on that.
You see this cartoony style that he adds.
Yeah, it's like this beautiful combination of cartoony and like street. I think it looks fantastic.
Yeah, good job. Nice. Of course, sticker. Oh, it's a magnet. This is a magnet.
Yeah. It's a magnet. Yeah, I'm a mag lad. I'm team magnet. So not stickers, not bookmarks. I'm a mag lad. And we've got this. I've got those actually in my possession right now. I can reach out and grab them. So the magnets are already here, and everyone who backs will get a magnet.
Excellent, fantastic. Oh, here we have the Elliot Rodriguez cover.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's going to be a mini print on the campaign.
It's on a cover. It's a print. Yeah.
It's going to be a mini print. Yeah, and Elliot is an incredible talent. He's not spoken about very often, and I think it may be because of his time zone or whatever, because he's in South America, and he's an incredibly humble guy. I think he's the nicest guy I've ever met. Honestly, he is so friendly and so kind and so helpful. And he's got his own book coming out this year called Ominous, and that looks to be incredible as well. And he's a great talent and a really lovely guy.
Yes, you got lucky to get this commission from him because I think he quit doing commissions for now while he's working.
I think so. Yeah, he's a fantastic fella. And the colors on that are done by Avery Ferdinand as well. He did the interiors on Aquila. But Elliot did the inks and the pencils, and he did a really great job showing Aquila fighting the Space Squatch, known as Ursat, who is a galactic crime boss.
Right. Really cool. There's little hatch lines here, man. It's fantastic.
Yeah. On Elliot's channel, you can see him like showing his process and showing all of his little tricks that he does. And he's an incredible talent. He's well worth checking out. And he's another one of those artists who's leveling up every single second.
Yes, sir. Yes. All right. We saw this one.
Yeah, and that was the stretch goal to get it colored. Yeah.
Oh, let's get it colored. Right. Okay. Okay. Right. All right, guys. The link is pinned in the chat. It's in the description of the video. Please check it out. It will be in demand for a little while longer.
Yeah. Shadowhawk, if you want to hit me up, if you want to reach out to me in DMs, we'll get something done about that standee if you want. All right.
Right. See, man, this is how these things get solved. Excellent.
Yeah, I'm a man of you know, I'm a man of my word. So if there's anything I can do to help my customers, I'm gonna do it.
Of course. Right. Let's refresh. You have 177 backers. Let's refresh. Hey, 178.
Fantastic.
Yes! Hell yeah! Hey, come on, baby! Come on! Yes! Come on! Ah! Yes! Yes!
Jesse Pinkman, another mag lad, another magnet appreciator.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Whoever this was.
Thank you so much.
Whoever it was, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow,
Thank you.
excellent. Okay. Besides this campaign, you also have your merch website.
Yeah. So, like I said, I intend to go, you know, all out with this. I want to make it a legitimate business. I want to make it a full-scale, full-time job. And what better way to do that than to offer merchandise and some cool T-shirts, mugs, stickers, magnets, whatever anyone wants. And to, you know, I'm a true believer in using the whole animal, you know, and there's print on demand is a great way to kind of give people what they want. And I thought it would just be a prudent decision to get as much product out there as I can for people.
Right. Yes. This is the way to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can get some T-shirts, you can get prints, you can get magnets, hoodies, dresses, whatever you fancy. And, you know, they make great gifts as well for people. So yeah, you know, check out the merch store. Everything on there is affordable. It's definitely well worth it.
So Redbubble is a company that prints these things when they get ordered?
Yeah, print on demand. Yeah.
Right. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So I just put the designs up there, and you can get whatever you want: phone cases, mugs, travel mugs, backpacks, and with the designs on them. Yeah.
Awesome. That's fantastic, man. You can just put your stuff on there and don't bother with it. You know, you can focus on your book.
Yeah, I mean, I get a cut of it. Obviously, Redbubble gets a cut of it, but you know, the ultimate winner is the people that buy the product, because it's there's a lot of really cool stuff that you can get on there. Mouse mats, jigsaw puzzles. You know, it's a lot of fun.
Everything, yeah, excellent. Guys, the link to this store is also in the description. So if you want to browse, please do.
And I'll be adding more designs to it as well in the near future.
Sure. Okay, Aardvark, before we close this off, is there something that you want people to know about this book or about the campaign?
So, like I said, the book is finished. Everything is finished. The art is finished. The letters are finished. We're just putting some finishing touches on it, and we're going to put some finishing touches on it. We're going to get those behind the scenes pages that I talked about earlier, get them, you know, tweaked to make sure everything's fine, and it'll be going to the printer. Hopefully, we should have it going out this quarter, if not very early next quarter, so March or April. And so if you get the book now, you're going to get it really, really quickly. There's not going to be a long waiting period. And I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure it arrives in spectacular quality, like it deserves, and like you all deserve. So, you know, thank you everyone who's backed the book so far. Thank you everyone who's planning to back the book, and everyone who's helped me promote the book as well. I really appreciate it. Guys like this movement wouldn't be what it is without guys like Dave promoting small creators. And so I really appreciate everything that people do for me and don't do for everyone else to make this a reality.
Yes. It looks great. Guys, please share it. Share this campaign. Tell everyone about it. So yeah, stop sharing. Okay, Aardvark, thank you very much for being my first guest of the year.
Thank you for being my first host of the year.
You're very welcome, sir. And special thanks to the chat for being here and for watching and for liking.
You guys. Thank you, everyone. Yes, greatly appreciate it.
Also, if you are a creator and you have a campaign going on or coming up, and you want to be on this show, contact me. I do this every Sunday, right? So, so please reach out to me through Twitter. The links are all in the description. Oh wait, Jeremy, the guys like Dave and Aardvark are hungry, and it shows in the work. Keep killing it, guys. Thank you, man.
I appreciate it, Jeremy. Thank you for everything you do on your show as well to promote smaller guys.
Thank you so much. All right, guys, this was the episode for this week. I will be back next week, same time, same channel, new guest. Hope to see you then. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.